Reflections of Childhood by Minnie Carter Boston. Our home. There was Papa and Mama's room. This room had a large four-poster bed, a bureau with a marble top, a washstand with a marble top, 2 cane-bottom rocking chairs, 2 straight cane-bottom chairs, a center table, and a trundle bed, a large fireplace and a marble mantel, and a big grandfather's clock. The windows had ruffled curtains. The other 3 bedrooms had about the same furnishings. There was a fireplace in the front bedroom and in the parlor. The parlor had a row of shelves across one side of the room, and they were filled with the finest books that could be bought. My father was very well educated. He was very active in politics. Our kitchen was the most interesting room in the house. It was a very large room. The fireplace was very large. In one corner was a large range, and next to the range was a work table and a large cupboard. The dining table was in the center of the room. 12 people could be seated. A small table was near, and it was used for serving the drinks. There were benches on each side and 2 chairs, one at the head of the table and one at the foot. The chairs were for Papa and Mama. We ate at the kitchen except when we had company. The knives, forks, and spoons were made of brass. The dishes were white stoneware. The kettle, pots, and skillets were black iron. The bread, cake, and pie pans were tin. Oh yes, there was a tall safe in the kitchen too. The dining room was next to the kitchen. It was also a large room. The table was made out of walnut. It would seat 12 to 14 people. The chairs had tall backs and cane-bottom seats. A very large cupboard was made out of walnut. There was a table with a marble top. This held the drink. This was placed near the head of the table, and a tea cart was nearby. The knives, forks, and spoons were steel with pearl handles. The dishes were white and blue English china. Only white linen tablecloths and napkins were used. A few famous people ate at that table. The clothes room was for every member of the family. It was also a large room. Papa and Mama had a place for their clothes, and each child had a place for his and hers. This took one side of the room. The other side was for bed linens, towels. There was a space for the bedding. There was a bureau and some trunks. There was a special room for soiled clothes and a place for the menfolk to put the dirty dishes when they came in from work. Mama called it the plunder room. There was a gallery in front that led to the entry. There was a long gallery from the hall to the back of the kitchen, a home filled with love and a heap of living. My first shopping trip. Mama gave me an old hen and told me to take her to the general store and sell her to take the money and buy myself a birthday present. It was almost a mile to the store. Mama tied the old hen's legs together, and with my little 3-year-old sister, Ola, we started walking. When we arrived at the store, I don't know which one was the sickest, the old hen or me. We had both vomited before we got there. Mr. Jones met us and said, "How are the little Carter girls?" He didn't have to ask. He could see I was sick. He took us to the back end of the store and gave us a cool drink of water. It was in August and hot as boiling molasses. In a short time, the old hen had revived enough to give out a loud squawk. Mr. Jones let me begin the conversation. My heart was pounding, and I was wondering how I would start the big business deal. I found a smile and said, "Mr. Jones, what will you give me for that old hen?" He said, 10 cents is all she's worth, but I'll give you 15 cents. He gave me a dime and a nickel. I squeezed that money till my hand hurt. That was the most money I ever had in my life. I felt like the whole world was mine. I was deliriously happy. I guess Mr. Jones wondered what would have happened to me had he given me a $5 gold piece. After much of the excitement had passed away, I began the task of shopping. The first thing I looked at was a little white straw hat with pink flowers on it. I thought what a nice birthday present that would be. I asked him the price, and he said 75 cents. What a shock! I had never bought anything before in my life. Therefore, I did not know the value of anything. I looked at practically everything in the store. He was getting disgusted with me, so he began to suggest some things that sold for 15 cents. There was a pair of side combs. I asked him the price. He said, "They are 20 cents, but since it is your birthday, you may have them for 15 cents. I thought they were the prettiest things I had ever seen. I gave the 15 cents to him. He started to wrap the combs. I said, "Don't wrap them. I'm going to put them in my hair." He did, and he kissed me and said, "Have a happy birthday." He saw how disappointed Ola was, so he gave her a yard of red ribbon for her hair. Mama said for me to say thank you. He said, "You are welcome," and he told us goodbye. When we got home, Mama met us at the door. She said I did a nice thing by buying myself such a useful birthday present. She had a cool glass of milk for us, and it was a happy day for me.
You are listening to Confetti Park, a podcast brought to you by ConfettiPark.com.